Some people are calling it the Brady Backup Bowl, and earlier during warm-ups, Brian Hoyer sharing a hug with his former coach in New England, Bill O'Brien, and his former teammate, Ryan Mallett. Well, it snowed in Cleveland on Friday, but chance of flurries maybe later on this afternoon. Right now, 34 degrees, wind out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. Cleveland won the toss, and they have deferred, so Ryan Mallett is about to make his first NFL start. Traded right before the opener from New England to Houston for a conditional 7th-round pick, and he's finally getting his chance. Billy Cundiff will kick it away for the Browns, and back deep is Danielle Manning for the Texans. Underway in Cleveland, week 11 of the NFL on CBS, and Manning will take a knee. So out comes Ryan Mallett, 26 years old, his first NFL start. He has thrown 4 passes in his career, 1 out of 4 with an interception. And here's his numbers from 2010 in Arkansas. This is his first start since the Sugar Bowl against Ohio State in 2011, if you don't count preseason games. As we told you, Arian Foster out today, so Alfred Blue gets the start at running back. He gets the call on first down, finds a hole up the middle across the 25 and down to the 26-yard line as we take a look at the Houston offense and Chris Myers in his 10th season out of Miami, Florida. We spoke with him yesterday. He's confident in Mallett, and they're going to need a big day from Alfred Blue.
He is the man on the spot. They really like his big physical style of running. He's not Arian Foster, but they're very comfortable with him filling in today.
Mallett pump fakes, looking deep for Andre Johnson, and the pass is caught by Johnson. A 28-yard pickup, Mallett to Andre Johnson.
And Mallett wants to get the ball snapped quickly so they don't have a chance to review this. Let's see if it, oh, that ball hit the ground. That ball, he's trying to get it snapped quick.
And they just showed it on the video board here in Cleveland, and Mike Pettin has thrown the red flag. That was a smart move by Mallett to try to hustle his team to the line, but this one appears to be coming back.
That's one of the things we've seen other teams do, and a la New England, coming
Ed
up and snapping
Cleveland is challenging the ruling that the pass was complete.
Ed Hockley, today's ref, in his 23rd season.
Yeah, this is a nice example of home cooking, too. They got the replay up on the big board. Mike Pettin took a good look at it, and that's what he saw, and now it's challenged.
The ball hit the ground. The pass was incomplete. It's 3rd and 4 on the 26-yard line. Please reset the clock to 14:27. 14:27.
Mike Pettin now 2 for 3 on challenges this year. And the incompletion means it's 3rd down and 4.
And I'll tell you what, Ryan Mallett's going to want that one back. Andre Johnson was 5 yards behind the defender on the double move on that play.
Jonathan Grimes replaces Blue as the 3rd down back for the Texans. 3rd down and 4. They give it to Grimes, trying to push the pile forward, and Grimes appears to be a yard shy of a 1st down. So they run it on 3rd and 4, and now Houston will have to punt.
Yeah, that's going to be a missed opportunity. You're going to look back at that 2nd down play to Andre Johnson. Mallett just couldn't get enough on it. Andre Johnson came wide open, and those are the kind that, you know, I think a seasoned veteran and 2 guys that have been throwing and catching a lot, they make that completion.
Mike Pettin told us Travis Benjamin is back in the mix at punt return. He calls for a fair catch at his own 28-yard line. Let's go back to that long pass that was ruled incomplete.
Now you're going to see right here, this is Andre Johnson. He's going to go out a little out and up the sideline. He is open, and Ryan Mallett, he doesn't get to step into it the way he would like, but he's got to make that throw. You see Andre Johnson behind. That should be a big play, a little bit underthrown, and Cleveland got away with what could have been a very big play for the Houston Texans right there.
So 1st and 10 for the Browns, and Isaiah Crowell, the rookie, starts at running back behind Brian Hoyer. And he takes the pitch here on 1st down, and he's chopped down at the 30-yard line. Let's take a look at the Cleveland starting offense, and Mitchell Schwartz, he's going to see a lot of J.J. Watt today. And Jim Dre gets the start at tight end because Jordan Cameron is out his 3rd straight game because of a concussion. No gain on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Crowell goes out to the top of your screen. Hoyer, caught by Austin, gets up, keeps running, and picks up a first down. 17 of his last 18 catches have resulted in a first down from Miles Austin.
Yeah, these are easy throws when you get the receiver out there, hooks up, and they have the cushion. Hoyer puts the ball right on him. I think that's the easiest throw for the quarterback. You guys complete more of those, Steve Berline, than any place.
That little choice right in front of you, nice.
Crowell on first down, again tripped up, and guess who? J.J. Watt getting in the backfield to trip up Isaiah Crowell. Let's take a look at that Houston defense, of course, all led by Watt, 8.5 sacks on the season. Brian Cushing back at linebacker after missing the last 2 games because of a sore knee, and Kareem Jackson is out, so A.J. Boye gets the start at corner.
And we're going to see how Brian Hoyer decides to attack A.J. Boye. That's going to be something to watch today, no matter who's on it.
Hoyer, that pass is incomplete. He was looking for Taylor Gabriel, and now Cleveland faced with its first 3rd down. Jadeveon Clowney out there for the Texans. He's only played in 2 games this year and made just 2 tackles, but the bye week last week really helped Clowney. And Bill O'Brien told us he expects Clowney to give him about 30 or 40 plays this week.
Could you imagine if they get Jadeveon Clowney going off that edge, accompany J.J. Watt up front?
3rd and 11. Hoyer, touch pass over the middle, and it's nearly intercepted. He was trying to find Andrew Hawkins, but instead Cleveland will have to punt.
Well, this is going to be a seam route as Hoyer comes down. He's going to try and get Hawkins right there. You see a little hesitation just before he leaves the screen, then tries to get back inside, and that's just overthrown. That's a tough throw, no question. But Hoyer's going to make that.
To one of the smallest guys on the field, too, over the middle of the field. That's a tough throw.
Well, the Browns receivers are undersized, except for Austin. Their 3 guys that they throw to a lot are very tiny.
Spencer Lanning to punt it away for the Browns. Keyshawn Martin at his own 12-yard line calls for a fair catch. So Houston will start this drive backed up deep after a 49-yard punt by Spencer Lanning. Drive number 2 coming up for Ryan Mallett.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Domino's. Visit Domino's.com. And by the all-new 2015 Acura TLX. It's that kind of thrill.
Here in Cleveland on West 11th Street, you can visit the original house from A Christmas Story. It's been restored to its original movie splendor down to every last detail and includes props and costumes from the 1983 holiday classic. After a 3-and-out, drive number 2 for the Texans. They started on the ground with Blue, and he can't get around the edge. Huge opportunity today for Alfred Blue, the rookie 6th-round pick out of LSU. He was the pick acquired by Houston in the Matt Schaub trade when they sent Schaub to Oakland.
Well, and he does have those big shoes to fill today, and we're going to see if Cleveland decides to force Ryan Mallett to face that 8-man front and throw the football up the field. That's what you would expect them to do most of the day.
4 receivers set on 2nd and 9. Mallett fires right incomplete. He's got a big arm, but could not connect with Demarcus Johnson, and it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, that was just well covered. They came with a light box. They only had 4 guys down with their hand on the ground and 2 guys behind them. They backed off into coverage. They showed coverage and gave it to him. Mallett couldn't find anybody to get open. And that was, Mallett knew what he was getting. He just couldn't overcome it. Nobody won on the outside.
Bill O'Brien told us he was concerned about Cleveland's 3rd down defense. If they get us in 3rd and long, we don't know what they're going to do. And they're showing a lot of different blitzes right here on 3rd and 9. Here they come. Mallet looking deep for Hopkins at midfield, and he's got it. A catch by DeAndre Hopkins for 41.
Wow, great job, Ryan Mallet, just giving a chance like a punt pretty much out of his own end zone. But there was a little bit of a bust by the safety. Leonard got over, let Hopkins get over the top, and a great catch by DeAndre Hopkins, who's become the big play guy for this Houston Texans offense.
Just the second completion of Mallett's career. The other one was to Shane Vereen when Mallet was a member of the Patriots. Blue on first down, and he gets to the 45-yard line.
You know, so much has been said. We've talked a lot about it this week in our meetings about Mallet. He does know this offense. He spent a lot of time in it and saw the best guy out there running it in Tom Brady. We knew that he would have some success in it, but what we did think we'd see was his ability to get in and out of the huddle. He's already got this offense coming in and out of the huddle very quickly and at the line very quickly.
Chris, come on.
Almost lost the handle on that snap. Instead, Blue gets to the 40. It'll be 3rd and short. K'Wan Williams makes the tackle for the Browns.
You're exactly right, Andrew. This ball almost was on the ground. You can see right there, it pops up in the air. Ryan Mallet very fortunate to get it to Alfred Blue, and a tremendous cut by Alfred Blue behind his lineman up front. The over pursuit by the Cleveland Browns defense, and he sees that cutback lane.
And a timeout has been called by the Browns with 9:42 to go first quarter. First timeout by either team.
You know, there's so much. You make the quarterback change, no question, to evaluate Mallet, to know what you've got. He's out of a contract this year. He's a big-time talent. He's been in a great system. So you want to find out what you've got and evaluate him. But you also make it because you want to spark your season, and that's the spot where you do it. You got him. He knows the offense. He's got a big-time arm. Let's find out.
We already saw that big-time arm, too, on that 3rd and 10. In a cold day, 34 degrees, the wind's blowing a little bit. He made that nice, confident, deep throw over the top. Very accurate. That ball wasn't fluttering. That was a tight spiral.
And you also get an idea. You may improve at the quarterback, but everything can still go wrong. He still has trouble getting the snap. I mean, he's still a new player, even though he may be better.
These Browns fans trying to make it tougher on him. They are loud for 3rd down and 3. Alfred Blue up the middle, right to the stick, and it looks like he's got a first down. Bill O'Brien indicating that on the Texans sideline.
This is the second time we've seen Houston elect to go for a run on 3rd and medium range, 3 to 5 yards. That seems to be the game plan today going into it. I think that, like you mentioned earlier, Steve, when they're going to spread out with that offense with a 3 and 4 wide package, they like the matchups on the inside to pick up that short 3rd down conversion.
Texans 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. This is the 7th play. No score. We approach 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. Blue again runs right past Sheard, and then he's met at the 35-yard line. Well, Houston runs the ball 31 times a game. That's the 3rd most in the NFL. Cleveland tops in the NFL, running the ball 33 times per game. And a little tempo here from the Texans. It's 2nd and 8. Play action. Mallet looking for the home run ball deep to Johnson. End zone, broken up. Great play by K'Wan Williams.
Well, this is what Ryan Mallet brings, the hard play action, and he makes these long throws look easy. This is an incredible play by Williams. So, I mean, this ball is thrown, it's going to be right on the money, but he timed it perfectly, got that left arm up over the top and was able to knock that ball down. That's a big-time play by Williams.
Yeah, you can see the confidence, too. Mallet's, he's not going to hold it. He's going to sling it. He has faith in that arm, and why not? Those are great throws he's made. Neither one of them has come through, though.
Can the Texans convert a third down opportunity on this drive? Mallet steps up, fires, caught by Johnson at the 19. And there you see the strength of Ryan Mallet's arm. That was a bullet to the veteran Johnson.
He steps around. He's not an athlete, but as you see, Steve, how important is it to be able to do this?
Wait a minute, he's an athlete. What are you talking about? He's not that mobile. Well, there's another guy in this box that was not a very mobile guy, but
I resemble that remark too.
Athlete.
Don't get
It was
too
a heck of
carried
a
away.
throw, though. Third down conversion to one of the best ever in Andre Johnson.
Yeah, he made that play. That was a really, really good play by that quarterback.
Houston in the red zone with 7:55 to go first quarter. Blue trying the right side this time, and he's tackled at the 18-yard line. Well, you alluded to it before, but there's a lot of people that think that Mallett knows this offense better than Ryan Fitzpatrick because of all his time with Bill O'Brien. And Mallett told us that when he got traded right before the opener, he felt good walking into a situation where he already knew the offense. And the biggest key here is that he can run it a little bit faster. And you're seeing that here on this drive. Blue has some room inside the 10 and dragged down at the 5. A late flag comes in, but a big run by Alfred Blue. Will it stand?
It looks like DeAndre Hopkins is acting like a guilty party. Oh, no, they're pointing against Cleveland.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 39. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Penalty is on to Sean Gibson, so it's first and goal for the Texans. A 14-yard run by Alfred Blue.
You look at the red zone numbers for both of these teams. Houston right in the middle of the pack, but Cleveland has been one of the very best all year as we see J.J. Watt come in. He's got a touchdown pass already this year, flexing him out at the top.
Watt lined up top of your screen. They go his way. Watt!
Oh my gosh.
No signal yet. He's saying he's got it. And he does! Another touchdown for J.J. Watt!
He made that look like he played the position all the time. That is a move. He started college as a tight end and transferred because he didn't like the situation. Went to Wisconsin. Look at this play. Great throw and his arm. And it'll be a question as to whether his left knee comes down inside. Now, he didn't get 2 feet, but if his knee comes down in bounds, that's okay. It's still a catch. And there it is, his shin and knee.
Yep.
That's a catch, touchdown. What a fantastic athletic play by this guy. We had him in week 2 when he did this too. He came out of the pack and hit the looky screen, but wow.
We've been fortunate to see both of his touchdown catches this year.
They will take a look at this one. They look at all scoring plays back in a moment. Second receiving touchdown this season for J.J. Watt, his 4th touchdown overall. Here's Ed Hockley.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. The knee was down, the receiver had possession, touchdown.
So J.J. Watt now has more receiving touchdowns this season than Andre Johnson. And Ryan Mallett's first career touchdown pass goes to J.J. Watt.
Goes to a defensive end.
That was a tremendous throw and catch. That the hands on that guy.
Extra point by Randy Bullock is good. Unbelievable. This man can do it all. Defense, offense, he blocks kicks. J.J. Watt, his 2nd receiving touchdown. The Texans take a 7-0 lead.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Best Buy and by State Farm. Pump up your savings with a discount double check today.
Back in Cleveland, where J.J. Watt has scored his 4th touchdown of the season, the most by a defensive lineman since the 40s. 2 through the air, an interception return, and a fumble return for J.J. Watt. Now Bullock to kick it away to Marlon Moore. Averaging 26 yards per kick return. This is a short kick. Moore at the 20, and he's tackled there by Andre Howell. Here are the J.J. Watt touchdowns. Started week 2 in Oakland, a 1-yard catch from Ryan Fitzpatrick. Then week 4 against Buffalo, 80-yard interception return. And then week 6 against Indianapolis, scooped up a fumble and took it back 45 yards. And then this one today. Amazing.
Truly amazing.
And guess what? He's back on the field. Now, that was just a 1-yard touchdown catch, but when he took that one back 80 yards against Buffalo, he did not miss the next defensive series. Ryan Pickett, his teammate, said, "What are you doing out here?" As Crowell finds some room across the 30. Crowell inside Houston territory and down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 35.
Well, you talked about this running game of the Cleveland Browns. Steve Tasker in the open, and Isaiah Crowell, another one of the young. He's a rookie free agent out of Alabama State, but he just looks so comfortable out there running the football. This run game fits in perfectly. Kyle Shanahan not afraid to use him.
A career-long run. And now it's Hawkins who reels in this first down catch, and another first down for Cleveland. Hawkins did not play against his former team last week in Cincinnati because of a thigh injury, but he has his team-leading 40th catch right here.
Yeah, and this is just another little quick play action, and now as they start having success, Cleveland gets right to the line.
Hoyer back in Hawkins' direction, and that one is incomplete. A.J. Boye on the coverage for the Texans.
You know, Steve, I mentioned earlier, we were talking about the Cleveland Browns have 3 wide receivers with Andrew Hawkins, Travis Benjamin, and Taylor Gabriel. None of them are 5'10", and none of them weigh over 190 pounds. They're very small, but in this day and age of the NFL, that seems to be okay.
Because of the rule changes, the way that it's been now, the illegal contact, the protection that they're giving these defensive receivers, you can put a smaller guy out there and they're going to hold up just fine if they can get the ball to him.
And a timeout called for by the Browns. That's their second one this quarter. They only have 1 remaining in the half.
There was some confusion there, and that was Crowell starting to go in motion. Now they have Crowell in there. You said he's a rookie free agent, and they'll do some things with him, like they run that little toss pitch where he'll catch it and go up inside, but he's the back that they use the pitch with. And then, of course, with West and Tate, they do some other things.
Thursday Night Football now lives on NFL Network. Jamal Charles has the Red Hot Chiefs on a roll as they face rookie Derek Carr and the Raiders. It's Thursday Night Football at 8 p.m. Eastern, live on NFL Network.
Andrew, you mentioned earlier the commitment to the run. The Cleveland Browns, they run the ball more percentage-wise than anyone in the NFL, and you're seeing Kyle Shanahan right there. That is his philosophy. He wants to be a 50-50 type of team, committed to the run. They're going to run the ball no matter what. And then they come with the hard play action off of it where they get their big plays.
They ran it 52 times last week against the Bengals. Pump fake. Hoyer to a wide open Dre. First down for the Browns. 11th catch of the season for Jim Dre. It goes for 16 yards.
Well, this is exactly what we spoke about. And they come off with the play action. It works just fine. Watch as Dre comes out. Wasn't a play action, just a straight drop back, but Dre comes out and makes the catch.
Terrence West on the carry inside the 15. Brian Cushing makes the tackle for the Texans. This is the tempo that Cleveland and Kyle Shanahan likes to run its offense. Shanahan, of course, spent 4 years with the Texans, 2 as their offensive coordinator. And you see the red zone numbers. Cleveland 8th in the NFL in scoring touchdowns in the red zone. Crowell in at running back, 2nd and 7. Hoyer rolls right, throws, caught by Hawkins. And that is maybe a gain of a 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, that was the classic sprint right option play made famous in the West Coast offense. It's designed for man-to-man coverage. You're trying to get a little pick action. They can't use the word pick, but try to get a little pick action and get that guy clean in the flat. Right there, Houston played a zone defense and was in great position to make the tackle.
Yeah, you can't use the word pick, but you can certainly use the concept.
Right, exactly right.
Jadeveon Clowney in for the Texans on 3rd and 7. Hoyer out of the shotgun. Hoyer lost the football. Knocked loose by J.J. Watt, but Hoyer is able to fall on it. J.J. Watt again wreaking havoc in the backfield.
What is it this guy cannot do? At the top of your screen right there, you're going to see him just come off the edge, just runs right past Mitchell Schwartz, the right tackle, and he's got those long arms, able to get a hand on that football and pop it out.
Well, one of the things Watt does, he's such a strong guy, they know they could get bull rushed by him, but he's so fast that if they start to stone up and get stiff for the bull rush, he slips by him, and it's what happened on that play.
So a 38-yard field goal attempt for Billy Cundiff. 16 out of 19 on the season. This one drifting right and no good. Cundiff misses from 38 yards. So J.J. Watt scores the touchdown, forces the fumble which Hoyer recovered, but the Browns cannot put 3 on the board. J.J. Watt credited with a sack on that forced fumble of Hoyer, so now 9.5 sacks on the season for Watt. He's got a sack, a forced fumble, and a touchdown receiving, all in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for the Texans. They lead at 7-0.
He's pretty wide.
Andre Johnson reels that one in and hit by Hayden at the 36-yard line. There is a flag down on the play, far side of the field at the 41. And the indications are it is against Cleveland.
Now this is a Cleveland team that has this year started out slow in several games, been down in the first half, but they've always found a way to come back.
We've been talking too.
Illegal hands in the face, defense number 36. The penalty is declined because the play result is better.
There's Quan Williams with the penalty. We've been talking too about this team with Cleveland. Even on their bad days, they're not as bad as we've seen some other teams dip. And then on their good days, they're consistent and they play well. They don't turn it over and they get turnovers defensively. They're tough out. And not because they're spectacular, because all these have all these stars, but as a team, they play well each and every week.
Houston averaging 6.5 yards per play, and that one is dropped. Andre Johnson could not bring in his 3rd catch today. He only had two weeks ago against Philadelphia. It's been a quiet year for Andre Johnson, but maybe the move at quarterback will energize the 12-year vet out of Miami.
Yeah, I believe he's got a lot of juice left in his tank. I believe he's going to be around and he'll benefit with the change to Ryan Mallett for sure. I think that'll show itself over time.
3rd down and 2. They pitch it to Blue. Has some room along the left side. 1st down for Houston. Alfred Blue came in struggling in replacing Arian Foster. His last 14 carries only gained 26 yards, but he's got 39 yards already today.
Watch big number 76, Dwayne Brown, get out there around the corner here to lead block and create a little bit more space for Alfred Blue. That's a big, mobile, big man coming around the corner, carrying about 315 pounds. Looks like a few more than that to me.
He's bigger than me.
4 straight 3rd down conversions for the Texans. It's now 1st and 10 from the 40. Play action, and there's Andre Johnson again. Another 1st down for Houston. We go back to New York. An update with JB and Tony Gonzalez.
Just like the Bengals drew it up. Yeah, they drew it up here all right, JB. You're going to see Jermaine Grisham get the catch, struggling to get into the end zone. He fumbles the ball. He will eventually come up with that touchdown at the end. Andrew, Steve, and Steve.
Thanks, guys. Jonathan Grimes stuffed on 1st down. Williams, the first man to meet him for the Browns on defense.
Jim O'Neill, defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns, had the right call right there. They had Quan Williams coming off the backside. Alfred Blue cut back, thought he had nothing but green grass, but he met Quan Williams head on.
Jim O'Neill, the linebacker coach in Buffalo last year under Mike Pettin, who was the defensive coordinator, and Pettin brought his old-time buddy along with him here to Cleveland. Blue, delay up the middle, and another 1st down. Alfred Blue giving the Texans a spark here in the 1st quarter.
Well, there's not much to it. He's going to come up, and they're going to wash all this down. He's going to cut right in behind that blocking scheme up front. As you see him, just wash it down. There's a big crease there. This is what we've seen Arian Foster do as well. Very patient in the backfield. One cut up the field, get north and south, and get every yard coming to you. It's worked well for the Texans early on against the Browns, and you can bet that Mike Pettin and his staff are going to, talk it over between series, see if they can get some things where they can get their run fits a little better, because the Texans are gashing them.
They measure to confirm it is a 1st down for Alfred Blue and the Houston offense.
Yeah, Blue's almost at 50 yards right now, 10 carries, 47 yards. And that's a pretty darn good start for this young man. Bill O'Brien told us in the meeting yesterday they really like this kid. They believe they got a gem in the 6th round out of LSU. He's got the size and the physicality. He played under Cam Cameron down there, offensive coordinator, so he kind of knows the NFL style of game.
Blue again trying to get to the outside, and Joe Hayden comes up to make that tackle for the Browns. And you know what this drive has done in this first quarter? It's really taken the crowd out of it a bit here in Cleveland.
Yeah, it's the second drive they've had like that. The first scoring drive was on a short field after the punt, and they put it all the way down inside into the end zone. And now this time, just methodically, nothing takes the air out of a home crowd like the opponents being able to run the football and get first down after first down. This place is quiet.
Mallett slings it right to Andre Johnson. And that one would be a yard shy of a first down, but Andre Johnson very involved early on for the Texans.
Well, we're seeing this arm of Ryan Mallett. The ball comes out of there like it's shot out of a cannon. You're going to get a good shot of it here. The way that ball, he just sets up and wham! That ball is on a line to the outside. There aren't many guys that can sling it any better than that as far as strength of the arm.
Texans hustle to the line on 3rd and 1. Mallett looking deep for Hopkins into the end zone, and it is intercepted. What a play by Joe Hayden. His first interception of the season, and his first since December of last year.
You could see him tracking it. Joe Hayden, who's got great ball skills. Mallett thought he had that deep crossing route again. Watch Hayden track the ball, tip it to himself. Fantastic play by one of the great corners in the NFL. Now these are the 3 players involved: Buster Screen, Joe Hayden, and DeAndre Hopkins. And this play is going to take off. Screen on the top is going to do it, and Mallett's got to throw this all the way out. They're going to try and get it to the far side. Second time we've seen this concept from Houston. They obviously think they can make that throw with Mallett, but they haven't completed it yet.
2 great plays by Cleveland, but if that ball's a little bit more toward the front pylon, I think they might have made that catch.
Crowell on first down, puts his head down and picks up 8 yards. So 14th career interception for Joe Hayden, his first of the season. Cleveland with 14 picks now on the year, tied for 2nd in the NFL. 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Hoyer, play action. Looking deep for Benjamin, makes the catch at the 50, right in front of A.J. Boye, and that is how the first quarter will come to an end. Texans lead at 7-0. We're back after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. NFL Salute to Service continues this weekend in honor of Veterans Day. For every point scored during the NFL's 32 Salute to Service games, the league will donate $100 to each of its nonprofit partners, the Pat Tillman Foundation, USO, and Wounded Warrior Project. To join the salute and learn more, visit NFL.com/salute. The Browns start the second quarter on the ground with Terrence West. Houston with a 7-0 lead with the Steves, Berline, and Tasker. I'm Andrew Catalan. We thank you for joining us for Week 11 of the NFL on CBS. Joe Hayden with the pick of Ryan Mallett. Second career interception for Mallett. And now 2nd and 8 for the Browns. Hoyer stumbles. Now resets, looking deep, goes into double coverage, and A.J. Boye almost picked it off. Taylor Gabriel was not there, and Boye had a good beat on that one.
Well, this is really a bad decision by Brian Hoyer. You know, Kyle Shanahan calls these plays trusting that his quarterback's going to make a good decision, but watch how well Houston plays this. When you get to the top of that, there's absolutely no reason to throw this ball down. That could have been very easily picked off by Boye. Not sure why he threw that football.
Well, you could hear the crowd groan when he released it. They could see he was covered. The crowd was like, what are you doing? It was a bad throw and a bad decision. You're right.
It should have been picked off. Instead, it's 3rd down and 8. Hoyer's pass deflected and incomplete. And that was Mike Muhammad leading the charge for the Texans, getting a hand on that one.
Just shot right through the gap, and Kind of an eerie silence here in Cleveland still, you know, looking for that spark to get them going. You see Muhammad right there doing a great job beating Ben Tate and getting in the face of Brian Hoyer. Big third down stop for the Houston Texans.
Muhammad coming off a career-high 9 tackles 2 weeks ago against Philadelphia, so Lanning will punt. Martin comes up. Lanning was leveled, and now a flag is down. And it looks like it was J.J. Watt.
The question is whether it's going to be incidental or roughing.
I don't know.
Personal foul.
He got leveled.
Roughing the kicker. Defense number 99. Contact to the plant leg. 15-yard penalty. An automatic first down.
A huge penalty against the Texans.
Yeah, I don't know if he got leveled. I think he was a little bit of an acting job there.
Okay.
Let's see.
That's tough.
That's a tough
You can't
call.
do that. Yeah, okay, he's not leveled.
I think it's...
But that's a personal
that's
foul.
incidental. Is it a personal foul?
Yeah, that's a personal
Jeez.
foul. You got...
All right.
And that's the first bad play I've seen
Boy,
J.J. Watt make in 2 years.
Everybody's getting
And it-
overprotected these days. I mean, that to me looked incidental.
So Watt now will be on the sideline for this one. Catches breath. 1st and 10 for the Browns at the 32. Crowell tackled at the 30. Gain of 2. So a second chance here on this drive for Cleveland after the penalty. Hoyer is yet to complete consecutive passes. He's 5 out of 10 for 63 yards. And Hoyer is sacked. Flying through is Akeem Dent for his first sack of the year.
That was going to be a double move. Watch, Hoyer's going to come back, pump fake, and then sit back again. And then right then, Dent is there. That was going to be a long developing pass route. And Hoyer just didn't have a chance to make the second throw.
You know what it is, Steve, too? That was a 3-step drop, which traditionally the linemen are blocking that ball to come out quick. But when you put the double move on a 3-step drop, the quarterback holds the ball a little bit longer than he normally does. And so those linemen don't adjust for that extra second that you're holding that ball. Brian Hoyer paid the price because of that.
Cleveland 0 for 3 on third downs. It's 3rd and 15. Hoyer on the move, throws, and it's incomplete. In the direction of Miles Austin, and now it's 4th down.
The Browns 0 for 4 on third down thus far in the day. Cannot stay on the football field. And Hoyer is feeling the pressure in the pocket. He had to move out of the pocket on that one. They're really struggling offensively here. They don't seem like they're hitting on all cylinders. And give credit to the Houston defense for that.
This would be a 54-yard field goal. Keep in mind, Cundiff already missed from 38, so Mike Pettin has sent out Spencer Lanning to punt it away. Keyshawn Martin back at his own 8-yard line. Lanning did throw a touchdown pass last year on a fake field goal. Now there's a flag back next to Martin, and a delay of game they're going to
Delay
take.
of game, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Take
Still
the extra
4th down.
5 yards. Guys, should be noted, the Browns have run the ball 7 times today. Not one of those carries by the former Texan Ben Tate. It's been 5 carries for Crowell, 2 for West. Now we know the Browns split up carries, but it appears that at least today, Tate is the 3rd option. Now the Texans have declined the delay of game penalty.
Yeah, it makes it a more difficult punt. It's harder for the punter to get the ball down there. It's easy, you know, to get the touchback, and it's. I think it's a smart play.
I agree. I think Bill O'Brien all over it right there, declining that penalty.
High snap. Lanning's kick. End over end. Martin fair catch at the 9-yard line. 12:52 to go first half. Texans still lead 7-0. Well, 3.5 hours before kickoff, Houston left guard Ben Jones did his normal pregame ritual, and that is walking on the field barefoot. Temperature was 34 degrees this morning, and we spoke with Senator Chris Myers yesterday, and he said, I really wonder if he's going to do it in the cold. Usually we're in Houston, it's warm, no big deal. Well, Jones did it, his normal pregame ritual, and so far The Texans with a 7-0 lead running behind Jones thanks to Alfred Blue, who's now got 50 yards rushing.
I don't think we give Jones credit for doing his normal ritual. You guys know, Myers described it to both of us, all of us. He usually walks from one end of the field to the next. Well, I think he was looking at it, thinking about it. He said, there ain't no way I'm walking 100 yards and 100 back in this 34-degree weather. We give him half credit.
Oh, it is cold.
Oh, yeah.
It's also a long walk for an offensive lineman. Mallett play action. Fires, and it's incomplete. Now, Tashawn Gibson had a look at that one. That would have been his 7th interception of the season.
It's one of the things about Mallett that we don't know about. How accurate can he be? You see, this is below and behind him. He's got to be accurate and get that ball out in front. And that's one of the things, that's still questions that Bill O'Brien and his staff want to know about this guy. Can he be accurate under pressure?
3rd down and 6. Here comes the crowd again in Cleveland. They run it with Grimes, and he runs over Jim Leonard, but stopped short of a 1st down. So Houston has shown that they will run it on 3rd and short, and they get stuffed this time.
That's the 3rd time they've done it. They've been stuffed twice. Well, I'll tell you what, Jim Leonard did not win that battle. He won the war, but he did not win the battle. He got pancaked, helmet in the chest.
Take one for the team.
Yep.
Shane Leckler playing in his 200th straight game. That is the longest active streak in the NFL. And his punt comes to a stop at the 38-yard line. A punt of 44 yards. Browns going back on offense.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon XLTE on America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE network. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, starring Jennifer Lawrence, in theaters Friday. And by the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import.
Patriots playing later tonight, so Tom Brady said he would be watching this one. His former teammates Brian Hoyer and Ryan Mallett going against each other, and of course Bill O'Brien, his offensive coordinator in 2011, now the head coach in Houston. 4th drive for the Browns. They started on the ground with Crowell, who's got his 6th carry of the game, and there's a flag down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're going to get somebody for a hold on the inside. Something tells me J.J. Watt's probably involved.
There was 2 fouls by the offense. Holding number 72. That penalty is declined. Holding number 77. That's accepted 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat 1st down.
Well, the right guard, John Greco, and the right tackle, Mitchell Schwartz, both got caught on that one.
And Mike Pettin expected those 2 guys to be in for a tough day, thinking that J.J. Watt would be going against them a lot. Watt moves around so much, it makes it hard to game plan to slow him down, to double team Watt, because you just don't know where he's going to be. So it's 1st and 20. Hoyer, quick pass to the right sideline, and it's broken up. Miles Austin, the intended receiver. Jonathan Joseph got a hand on that one.
That was a good break on the ball by Jonathan Joseph. We're going to see what A.J. Watt did on this play. Yeah, you see, that was Schwartz knew that he had help on the inside from Greco. And Greco, when these offensive linemen get a chance to slow one of the big boys down like that, they like to get that good shot, and that was a nice one from Greco.
Well, for the first time today, Ben Tate, the former Texan, in at running back. It's 2nd down and 20. Movement on the line. I think Schwartz jumped again. It was J.J. Watt that made him jump.
False start, offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty at 2nd down.
Well, it happened very fast. Schwartz, I think, thought he was reacting to J.J. Watt. Here are the 2 of them. Watch which one moves first. Now, it was Schwartz that moved first, just barely, and Watt was off like a shot. And that's why the play was stopped. If it's a defender, they won't stop that play. They'll let it go and give the offense a free play unless a guy like Watt or somebody's running free to the quarterback. Then they will stop it.
So the Browns going backwards here. It's 2nd and 25. Again, Tate in at running back. Hoyer fires, incomplete. Gabriel could not hold on to it, and Jonathan Joseph leveled him.
That's two really nice breaks on the ball today by Jonathan Joseph right there. He may be primed for a double move, but on this one you see he's anticipating that route. The ball was already out of Gabriel's hands, but still a nice play break. That would have been a catch and a hit. Automatically would have been about a 5-yard pickup, but nice break on the ball by Joseph.
5 straight incompletions for Hoyer, and they're just going to run this one on 3rd and long. It's Ben Tate, the former Texan. Not much to it. Big showing by this Texans defense so far in the first half.
They have really stepped up too. Now I think in the last 4 games in the 1-4 stretch they just came off where they made this change at quarterback, one of the things that did change was the defense didn't play as well as it had in those first games of the season when they were winning. And then the defense now today showing back up, looking very good here in Cleveland.
A 3-yard loss for Ben Tate. And now 4th and 28. 3rd punt already today for Lanning. And he gets run into again by J.J. Watt. And another flag is down. Watt can't believe it. But once again, he makes contact with Lanning.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense number 99. 15-yard penalty. First down.
You know, you love the effort, and it's hard to say anything bad about J.J. Watt. One time, you can say, okay, good effort. 2 times, that's just a very bad decision by J.J. Watt. Not a good play.
All right, bro. You think that's a personal foul? The first one you were a poo-poo.
That was a little bit more of a foul. I'll give him that one.
All right.
So he wanted to say this is a personal foul. The first one wasn't.
You got to be smarter than that if you're J.J. Watt.
That's a bad play.
Exactly. 4th and 28. You just can't do that on special teams at that point.
You're backed up in your own end zone.
Now Hoyer looking for Gabriel. He's got it into Houston territory. A 23-yard gain.
That's one of those hidden yardage things that doesn't show up in the stat book. That's about a 50 to 60-yard difference. That penalty cost Houston 60 yards and the ball. Unbelievable.
Hoyer,
great throw by Hoyer.
Hustles the team to the line, hands off to Crowell on 1st down, finds a little bit of a hole, and dives forward to the 35-yard line. Jonathan Joseph makes the tackle.
Well, momentum is a fickle thing. One play by J.J. Watt, the bad play on the punter, and all of a sudden 2 plays later, the Browns are deep in Texan territory and going in.
Crowell has been the number 1 back today for the Browns, gets the call again, and he's tackled right at the sticks. No signal yet. And Ed Hockley now indicates it's a first down. 9-10 and counting to go, first half. Mike Pettine's team trying to get on the board here. Play action to Crowell. Hoyer throws, caught, Hawkins inside the 10, touchdown!
Well, we saw 2 great play action passes in this drive. The first one to get out of their own end zone into the field after the J.J. Watt penalty. And right here, the hard bootleg action. Faking hard to left, coming back to the right. Hawkins wide open, a nice throw and catch from Hoyer to Hawkins. And just like that, they capitalize on the mistake by J.J. Watt.
Just his 2nd touchdown of the season, the 11th for Brian Hoyer. Goes for 32 yards. Cundiff's extra point, not pretty, but it's good. It all started with that penalty against J.J. Watt, his 2nd roughing the kicker of the day. The momentum turned, and Hawkins ties it up at 7. Critical penalty against J.J. Watt results in a touchdown for the Cleveland Browns, the 2nd this season from Andrew Hawkins, and we got a new ball game, and the momentum is totally shifted after that penalty against Watt. 7-all with 8:58 to go in the first half. Manning out of his own end zone. And Manning tackled at the 25-yard line. Well, J.J. Watt playing with the crowd a little bit. You know the Cleveland fans giving it to him, and he says, all right, bring it on.
Yeah, after that, though, he was pacing that sideline. He's fuming. He's fuming. Oh, boy, is he hot. Look, he hasn't stopped walking just like that the entire since they came off the field. He is smoking hot.
Let's see how the Texans respond on offense. Mallett's pass caught by Johnson for a gain of 4 on the play.
One thing you know about J.J. Watt, though, he is a stand-up guy. He's mad at himself for losing his poise and losing his discipline there. But I don't know if these Cleveland fans want to tick him off. He doesn't need any more motivation than he already has to dominate this football game. He made 2 mistakes. He's going to make a lot more good plays this game as well.
Alfred Blue across the 30. He's still pushing the pile and picks up a first down. Somehow Blue is able to manage his way through the traffic and pick up a Houston first.
Yeah, and once again, Mallett, with his knowledge of this offense, the first-time starter, he gets him right to the line and goes no huddle.
Back on the ground with Alfred Blue across the 40 and dragged down from behind by Paul Kruger. But Alfred Blue's career high was 78 yards rushing against the Giants. He's already at 66 yards here in the first half. He'll catch a breather here as Jonathan Grimes checks in at running back. Grimes spinning his way to the 47-yard line. That'll be a yard short of a first down. Kruger with another tackle.
Well, Chris Myers, we see a player hurt on the field right now. But Chris Myers, center for Houston, told us that Ryan Mallett likes to go at the up-tempo. We're seeing the benefit of that right now.
That's Carlos Dansby, who slowly limps off the field, the 11th-year linebacker out of Auburn.
I think one of the most innovative things is Dansby walks off, and they'll miss him, Will Cleveland, if he can't get back in. But one of the most innovative things that most teams have started to adopt is that when you start having offensive success, you pick up the pace. Most teams will do it, and I think it's one of the most helpful things as an offense. If you've got a defense on their heels, don't take your foot off the gas. Go as fast as you can at the line, because it really snowballs very quickly.
And Ryan Mallett, although this is his first start, we've made it clear he is very comfortable in this offense.
3rd down and 1. High snap, gets behind Mallett. Ball is loose, and Blue falls on it. That was a terrible snap by Chris Myers, and now Houston will have to punt.
I think Chris Myers thought he was under center. That ball went right up high behind him. I think he thought Mallett was right. See, he snapped it to Mallett's hands under his behind. He thought he was under center.
And people say, how can that happen? Can't you feel the hands? Well, that's a lot of man down there, and with the pads and everything else, a lot of times you can't really feel that hand. He thought Mallett was under center.
A loss of 20 on the play, so Leckler boots it away to Benjamin, calls for a fair catch, now lets it bounce. Takes a bit of a Texans hop down to the 27-yard line. J.J. Watt has been pacing this whole time. He's coming back on the field when we come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Walmart, where you'll find unbeatable prices on this year's top gifts. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Tied at 7, 6:27 to go second quarter, and now J.J. Watt, who's fuming on that Houston sideline, back in and matched up with Mitchell Schwartz here on first down. Hoyer trips on the play action, gets up, nobody touched him. Hoyer still has it. Now Dre is wide open. First down and room to run. Dre cuts back and tackled at the 43. Hoyer fell down, nobody touched him, and he completes a pass for 30 yards.
Incredible play design by Kyle Shanahan on that play. Fall down in the backfield. Everybody loses sight of you. Then look to your left and then come back to the right. There'll be nobody out there. Dre's going to be wide open. It'll be a huge play for us.
Clowney busts that one up. Jadeveon Clowney racing into the backfield. Playing in just his 3rd game this season, the #1 overall pick. And Bill O'Brien told us yesterday, Clowney has had an amazing week of practice, and he showed why right there. Great speed, a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Hoyer back to the air, incomplete. And now 3rd down and 11.
That was tremendous presence by Brian Hoyer, though, to not panic in that situation. Back there, a lot of quarterbacks would get really antsy. He kept his composure, knew he wasn't under pressure, and then they come up with a big play.
Hey, listen, that play action buys a lot of time. It was a hard play action. That defense, they have to sell out to stop that run. It's too important not to, and you can see the results of it right there, even in the mistake to get that play off.
Cleveland's 31st in the league on 3rd down conversions, and they're 0 for 5 today. 3rd and 11, Hoyer pump fakes, now running right, on the move, throws it, and it's complete to Gabriel, and he's got the 1st down. Great move by Gabriel after the catch, and the Browns convert their first 3rd down of the day.
And a nice job by Brian Hoyer extending the play here. Didn't see what he wanted to the left side. Again, keeping his composure. He's not a runner by any stretch of the imagination, but he is good at extending plays and buying time. Delivered a look at Schwartz. Was that Schwartz? That's Joe Thomas,
yeah.
Getting the best of J.J. Watt on that one.
A couple of Wisconsin boys going head-to-head, although they did not play together at Wisconsin. 1st and 10. Inside 5 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. They pitch it to West, has some room around that left side. To the 25 and forced out by Cushing. Nice block by the fullback Ray Agnew, who was just brought back to the team this week.
Did you notice after that play, after J.J. Watt got handled by Joe Thomas there, he decided to move back to the other side. He said, I like it better on the other side.
Yeah.
West again up the middle. And he gets to the 20-yard line. Depending on the spot, it'll be very close to a 1st down. Keep in mind, the Browns used 2 timeouts in the 1st quarter, so they only have 1 remaining here in the 1st half. And it's just going to be short, 3rd down and 1. J.J. Watt has been very active in this 1st half, trying to catch his breath for this big 3rd down and 1 play. Hoyer himself on the keeper, and he's got the 1st down. So Cleveland keeps the drive alive with less than 3.5 minutes to go.
And they won't huddle up either. They're going to step right to the line and go with some pace. That's a great move. As you see there, 99 straight red zone drives without a giveaway. Cleveland doesn't turn it over much, and they really don't turn it over when it counts down in the red zone.
+9 turnover margin this year. Crowell lost the ball on cue. A red zone giveaway, and J.J. Watt recovers.
Wow. Should I blame me for that?
Can't blame, right after you.
Yes,
right after
Jinx.
that,
Yes, it is my fault, isn't it?
I think I give a little credit to
Oh,
J.J.
my
Watt. I
gosh.
think he pops the ball out too. No, that was that Cushing that popped
That
it
was
out.
Cushing that forced the fumble. Watt recovered. First time the Browns have given it away in their last 100 trips in the red zone.
Wow. On cue, man.
On cue. I can't believe that.
You're going to need a police escort leaving Cleveland today, Tasker. Not going to be happy that you talked about that graphic. Is Johnson here for the Texans? K'Wan Williams makes the tackle, and now Houston with 3 timeouts remaining. Let's see how Ryan Mallett executes this offense for the Texans.
Yeah, this is big time up tempo, as fast as we've seen all year.
A lot of momentum swings in this first half as Blue gets across the 30 and tackled by Kirksey at the 32. And it's going to be just shy of a 1st down.
Yeah, it's a good point, because we did Philly early in the season. Both these teams, I mean, they make this game, this is as fast a pace a game as you will ever see by 2 offenses. They're really snapping the football. Even when they huddle as they are here, they come out, snap it, and if they get any progress, man, they're going no huddle. Both sides. It's been a real fast game.
3rd down and 1. Mallett himself pushing the pile, and he's got the first down. Injury note for the Browns. Carlos Dansby has a left knee injury. His return is questionable. 2-minute warning in Cleveland. We're tied at 7. It's the NFL on CBS. Thursday on CBS, can Sherlock Holmes outsmart a computer? Don't miss a new Elementary this Thursday at 10/9 Central, only CBS. 3 timeouts left for the Texans, game tied at 7. Mallett out of the shotgun on 1st and 10. Hands off to Blue. Up the middle, has some room. Alfred Blue with a first down run for the Texans. Alfred Blue, in the absence of Arian Foster, has done a great job in this first half for Houston. And Blue has just set a new career high in rushing yards. He's got 16 carries for 80 yards. He's out on this play. Grimes next to Mallett on 1st and 10. They give it to Grimes. Back-to-back runs. Desmond Bryant helped leading the surge for the Browns defense, and Ryan Mallett calls a timeout. Ryan Mallett, 7 out of 13 passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but he's gotten a nice boost from Alfred Blue, who's rushed for 80 yards. Following the timeout, 2nd down and 7. Texans have 2 timeouts remaining. It's Grimes across the 50 and down at the 48-yard line. It'll be 2 yards short of a first down.
Well, Bill O'Brien electing to stay very conservative here.
Well, he can do that with the timeouts they have left. He can stop it whenever he wants. He just took one.
Ryan Mallett just called another timeout. So 1 remaining for Houston with 1:06 on the clock. Coming up in the Verizon Halftime Report, join JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights, as well as a preview of Thursday Night Football on NFL Network that's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Why do you think they've been a little conservative here in the 2-minute offense?
I understand trying to pop a run in that situation, but they let about 10 or 12 seconds run off after that last play before they called a timeout. That's what I don't understand.
Randy Bullock's career long is 55 yards. 3rd down and 2. Mallett throws to Johnson, and it's caught for a first, but there's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage.
It's like we're going to have a hold against Houston. We've seen it a couple of times. We did on this play, although this play probably will not stand. That's a big arm.
Defense number 92. That penalty is declined. The play results in a first down.
Goes against the Browns and Desmond Bryant, the 6-year player out of Harvard.
You don't see a lot of holding calls on defensive linemen.
Yeah.
What that tells me, they're probably running a stunt, trying to free up somebody to come through a gap. He probably grabbed onto one of those offensive linemen and pulled him out of the way.
So it's the 5th catch of the day for Andre Johnson. Mallett has time, throws, and that pass is caught. Another flag is down. Garrett Graham, the tight end, reels it in. Well, let's see what the flag is.
It was in the area of Buster Screen, middle of the field.
Ed Hockley trying to sort things out with 50 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter.
Illegal contact, defense number 53. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot and an automatic first down.
Another call against the Browns, this one on Craig Robertson. Don't forget, Verizon Halftime Report coming up. Join JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights, as well as a preview of Thursday Night Football. That's the Verizon Halftime Report coming up. 1 timeout left for Houston, 50 seconds on the clock. It's 1st and 10. Mallett fires over the middle, caught. Another first down. He goes right back to Garrett Graham, his tight end. A 14-yard gain for Graham.
Really impressed with how Ryan Mallett has frustrate these guys to get lined up and in position for the play.
30 seconds to go. 3 receivers set. Mallett, and that one's caught by Graham at the 5. Still going. End zone. Touchdown. 3 straight completions to the tight end Garrett Graham, and he's got his first touchdown of the season.
It's hard. You'd be hard pressed to have a quarterback look better than Ryan Mallett did on that 2-minute drive.
Yeah, the last 3 plays, as you said, Andrew, that referee, you see that referee got in the way of that ball being deflected. I think the referee's pick right there made a difference on that ball getting through to Graham.
The official tried to dodge the football and got in the way of the defender knocking it down.
On that drive, Mallett was 3 for 3 for 43 yards and a touchdown. All 3 completions to the tight end Garrett Graham. Now, Houston coming in only had 16 completions the entire season to its tight ends, tied for the fewest in the NFL with Atlanta. Of course, no Owen Daniels this year. He's with Baltimore, but Mallett goes to the well 3 times to Graham, and Houston regains the lead.
Watch the official. As Mallett's thrown right into your screen, watch the official pop right there, and he's right there. Craig Robertson was trying to get over there to knock that down, and he couldn't get there.
There's no doubt this affected the play.
Right
He's
here.
breaking on the ball, and that ref is standing, and he can't get that extra step. You can see him looking at the ref saying, "What the heck?
What are you doing?"
That's a pick, man.
And the official.
You can't pick me.
Now the officials are not part of the.
They're part of the field.
Part of the field. Yeah, they're just like a piece of grass or a pylon or a goalpost. And
Houston very fortunate there. I mean, that ball definitely would have been tipped, in my opinion. Could have been even worse than that because.
Well, yeah, once it gets there, once it tips up in the
air.
air in the secondary, it's usually a defender that catches it.
Well, you talk about a 2-minute drive, what you try to accomplish. I mean, Ryan Mallett just knocked that one out of the park. Touchdown leading drive, leaving the Browns with little time on the clock as Marlon Moore gets out to the 27-yard line with 18 seconds to go. Week 11 continues later today on Fox, then tonight with Sunday Night Football on NBC. And tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Football on ESPN.
You're 100% right, though, Andrew. You talk about the poise and the presence, and we've been talking about it all game, about his familiarity, Mallett, with this offense. You know, Ryan Fitzpatrick, 9 years in the league, but Mallett is more comfortable maybe in this system than Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Browns with just 1 timeout, so they'll take a knee, and they do get the ball to start the second half. Ryan Mallett's first NFL start. He's 10 out of 16, 133 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the Texans lead the Browns 14-7. We'll be back with the Verizon halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You are watching the NFL on CBS.
Because I was born this way, I got lightning running through my veins. Ain't nobody gonna stop this train. So hop on board or get out the way. 'Cause I was born this way. I got lightning running through my veins. Ain't nobody gonna stop this train. You can't stop.
Start of the second half in Cleveland, and the Texans have a 14-7 lead on the Browns. Back in the booth with the Steves, Berline and Tasker. I'm Andrew Catalan. A lot of the hype coming into this game, the matchup at quarterback between Ryan Mallett and Brian Hoyer, 2 former backups of Tom Brady. But guess who? J.J. Watt stole the show in that first half. He was everywhere, offensively, defensively, and special teams.
He is one of those guys that is always going to find a way to make an impact. Sometimes not so good there with the big penalty, but he comes back and makes up for the drive later with the fumble recovery. He was a little bit frustrated there in the first half. He's made his impact, both good and bad, in this ball game. He's going to be a big part of it.
Yeah, and he had the sack as well, and Ryan Mallett really has shown off the strength of his arm. We saw early some deep, long, hard throws that they were asking him to make that really they hadn't shown all year because Ryan Fitzpatrick couldn't make those throws, so they aired it out with Mallett a couple times. Not too successful, but at least they made a statement. There you see the numbers of these two guys.
Hoyer really came alive on that drive after the second J.J. Watt penalty, and when he led him down the field with the two big throws, the play-action throws that led to the touchdown by Andrew Hawkins. And they needed that touchdown. They needed to respond in some way, shape, or form because really the Houston Texans did dominate most of that first half.
The Browns will start with the ball in the second half, and we're underway. Marlon Moore will watch this one bounce. It's a touchback. Cleveland will start at the 20. Let's take a look at some of your second half adjustments, Steves.
Well, I think first off for Houston, the only thing they really failed at, they gave up a couple of big pass plays and a few big runs as well. They've got to eliminate those chunk plays. They've done very well on third down. They've done very well in a lot of other facets of the game. The big plays is what really kept Cleveland in the ball game.
Yeah, and for Cleveland, it speaks for itself. They've got to win third down on both sides of the ball. Houston is killing them offensively and defensively on third down.
20! Start this half with Crowell, who's been the #1 back today for the Browns, and he gets 9 yards on first down. Ben Tate with only 1 carry for -3 yards, the former Texan going against his old team, and he's been a non-story today. And Tate complained during the week, said he'd be lying if he was satisfied with his role. Well, he's not going to like his role today either, as Crowell gets another carry, and he's got the 30-yard line, so that's going to be very close. Meanwhile, injury update for the Browns. Carlos Dansby will not return because of a left knee injury, so the Cleveland linebacker is out the rest of the day. Crowell's run good for a first down. Hoyer swings it to Crowell and nearly picked by Jared Crick. The third-year defensive end out of Nebraska got both hands on this one.
J.J. Watt-esque right here. Jared Crick almost pulls in the nice over-the-shoulder catch. We all assumed automatically it probably was J.J. Watt, but Crick showing his athletic ability as well.
Crowell, flea flicker back to Hoyer, taking a shot deep for Benjamin, incomplete, and Hoyer got leveled. It was Brian Cushing who drilled Hoyer on the flea flicker.
Well, Cleveland had a chance. If they could have slowed down Brian Cushing, and he literally destroyed Brian Hoyer on this play. Watch 56 shoot the gap right through there. He absolutely destroys him. That, believe me, folks, that hurts more than you could ever possibly imagine to step into a throw like that, and that's what kept Hoyer from getting that ball out there. That would have been a touchdown.
So it's third down and 10. Cushing to the sideline. Clowney is in for the Texans. Hoyer again looking deep for Gabriel, and that one is incomplete. Nothing doing. Jonathan Joseph stride for stride with Gabriel, and Cleveland will have to punt.
Yeah, and the first third down of the second half is much like the third downs in the first half. Cleveland cannot find a way to stay on the field. On a 3rd and 10, your odds are going to be low, but even though the Cleveland running game has been pretty good, they threw the ball on 3 straight downs there after they got that first down with Crowell, then couldn't stay on the field.
Lanning with a spiraling punt. Martin at his own 25. Gets away from Robertson. Martin trying to switch sides of the field. Holds on to the football and tackled at the 27. So a defensive stand by the Texans. Their offense coming back out after this. First half possessions for the Texans, only 2 3-and-outs, and that last drive by Mallett, 9 plays, 78 yards right before the half, resulted in a touchdown to Garrett Graham. 14-7, the Texans lead the Browns. Just underway here in the second half. Mallett to the air on first down, caught by Keyshawn Martin. Can't get away from Williams, but a gain of 6 on the play.
Well, we saw a lot of Ryan Mallett in the first half. What he brings to the table, a couple of nice opportunities up the field, great plays by Cleveland to eliminate those from being big plays, but Mallett looked very impressive, very in control that first half.
10th different starting quarterback in Texans history. He goes back to the air to Johnson, and he's wrestled down by Whitner at the 38-yard line, but that is good for a Texans first down.
And the pace of play by this Houston offense, I think it's a big factor in this game. Have not let the Cleveland Browns catch their breath. When they have success, they put their foot on the gas.
Again, no Dansby for the Browns. It's Kirksey in there taking his spot. As the Texans keep it on the ground on first down, we go back to New York. JB and Tony Gonzalez.
A Cincy score. Yeah, Cincy's here off the bootleg. Andy Dalton's going to hit Jermaine Grisham. That's his second touchdown of the game. And right here, you're going to see on the celebration, Jermaine Grisham tries to give the ball to a Cincinnati fan. The Saints fan comes out of nowhere, intercepts the ball. That's not very nice, guys. I don't know. No class.
You're being delicate. I would be a lot stronger on that one. Back to Andrew Catalan.
And the Texans host the Bengals next week. As you see the standings in the AFC North, every team at least 2 games above 500. Blue to the 45, lowers his shoulder and a late flag comes in. Sheard mixing it up with Dwayne Brown. Little extracurricular there between the two, Brown and Sheard.
A flag came out just before they started to re-engage after separating after the play. They were going at it while the play was still active, and then the flag came out, and then they re-engaged and started pushing and shoving. So the flag was earlier.
Hands to the face, defense number 97. That 5-yard penalty is added on to the end of the run. First down.
So it's on Sheard, nothing called on Dwayne Brown.
You're going to see right at the top of your screen, right there, Dwayne Brown and Sheard engaged. And you can see him just pushing that chin up.
Yeah. Guys don't like that.
No, they don't like that.
They don't like that.
Would you like that?
They're not like that.
So Texans move into Cleveland territory, and Blue is bunched up. Kirksey and Sheard on the tackle.
Kirksey's, I know they were going to miss Dansby, no question, but Kirksey's seen a lot of action. Had 37 tackles and 2 sacks coming into this game. He was drafted in the 3rd round out of Iowa this year. He has made some plays and been on this defense on the field a lot, so it's not like they're going to completely drop off with Dansby off, but Kirksey is going to see a lot more time in the second half of this game than he has thus far.
Blue trying to get to the outside, and he does. Alfred Blue has just gone over 100 yards rushing on the day. What a performance by the rookie out of LSU.
Well, the Browns have this stopped as Williams comes, and they can't get back to the outside. Great speed by Blue to get to the edge as the Browns just took, as Quan Williams took a step towards the wrong angle, and it gave the play away.
104 yards rushing for Blue. This is Grimes on the carry, and the run defense has been a problem for the Browns this year. They give up 134 yards per game. That's 28th in the NFL.
And for Houston, you know, Arian Foster's gone over 100 yards 6 times this year. Alfred Blue just picking it up, and right where Arian Foster would normally be.
Again, it's Grimes trying to find some room up the middle and tackled at the 24-yard line. Gibson makes the stop. Well, the dog pound comes to its feet. As you see the Cleveland rush defense numbers, can this Browns defense come up with a big stop on 3rd down and 2? Mallet to the air, and it's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Flag back in the area of Mallet. And it's a hold against Houston.
You'd almost have to think about taking this. It would bring up 4th down.
Holding offense number 79, 10-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Repeat 3rd down.
I think it's because of the field position. They got to take this penalty, puts them back out on the edge of field goal range.
Penalties on Brandon Brooks, who played collegiately at Miami of Ohio. Took down Billy Wynn. So now it's 3rd down and 12.
It's a calculated gamble that Mike Pettine's taken here. I mean, it would be 4th and 2. If you give up a big play here, obviously it was the wrong decision.
Also kicking into the trickier part of the stadium in terms of the wind. That might have factored in as Johnson is stopped, and now we'll see what Bill O'Brien wants to do.
Well, now it's going to be a 53-yard field goal or a little bit less than that, and that's a big difference.
Bullock has had success from 50 and beyond. He's 2 out of 2 this season from 50 plus.
Well, it went from being a 30 or 40-yard field goal to a 52-yard field goal. So you got to think, yeah, taking that holding penalty was exactly the right call.
Sure was.
He showed some faith in his defense, and they came through.
This is from 52. His season long is 55. This one on the way, and it is no good. Drifts right at the end. So each team has missed a field goal today. Cundiff in the first half, Bullock here in the second half. Texans not able to convert, and it's still 14-7. Following the missed field goal, good field position for the Browns. 1st and 10 from the 42. They play action to Crowell. Hoyer's got all day, back to Crowell, and he slips a tackle and gets out of bounds for a first down.
I really like this running back, Isaiah Crowell. He makes it look so easy. You know, we talked about he's an undrafted free agent, but he always seems to know where he's going with the football, whether he's running it, catching the pass out of the backfield. He had the fumble earlier in the day, and you see what the Cleveland Browns have done second half this year. They've been a second half football team, to say the least.
Just a 4th catch this season for Crowell, who's seen a lot of time today and not much doing that time.
Yeah,
Watt and Dent getting in the backfield.
That's the play that the Browns have been working all day. The little pitch to Crowell, but it's an inside run. He turns and pitches it, and then Crowell tries to get right up in the seam. It has worked very well consistently for the Browns today, but finally Watt and Dent team up to break that off with no gain. That play has been a big part of the Browns offense, and if they can't use it anymore, that could hurt them.
Dent was acquired in that trade for TJ Yates with Atlanta, former Houston quarterback. 2nd down and 12. Hoyer's pass is broken up. Browns fans want a flag. Nothing doing. A.J. Boye got a hand on that one.
Boye might have had his arm around right in the inside of the top of your screen right there. And you see his hand around the hip, and he turns the receiver. You're not supposed to be able to get away with that, and you can see as Hawkins is reaching for that ball, his body's being turned away from the ability to make the catch. And
that was before the ball got there.
And that was before the ball got there. That play has been called a penalty more often than not in the NFL this year, and I thought it was going to be called right there. I thought it should have been.
Hoyer just 1 for 5 on 3rd downs today. 3rd down and 12 over the middle, and it's incomplete. Gabriel could not hold on to that one, and Cleveland will have to punt.
I'll tell you what, Gabriel, to add to his misery, obviously the ball behind him, and then he takes the shot and slammed into the ground with force right there. I mean, that was not a fun play at all. Jamal Roll making the tackle, making the hit.
4th punt today from Spencer Lanning with 8:04 to go, 3rd quarter. Good snap. Martin, fair catch at the 12. 7:56 to go. Texans still lead by a touchdown. Next Sunday, the NFL on CBS brings it with doubleheader action. First, the Bengals battle the Texans, and our crew will be in Atlanta as the Browns take on the Falcons. And then the Dolphins and Broncos face off. Check your local listings. And of course, it all begins with JB, Tony, Bart, Coach, and Boomer on NFL Today. Now at play action on 1st down. Wide open is Hopkins. Tries the sideline route and gets a couple of extra yards. This Houston offense continues to move the football, and we mentioned this off the top, but since 2011, when Arian Foster does not play, the Texans are just 1-11 without him. But today, Alfred Blue over 100 yards rushing, and Ryan Mallett is 14 out of 20 for 159. Blue again on the carry all the way up to the 35-yard line.
I think for all the things that we've seen in this game and talked about, Ryan Mallett, J.J. Watt, the thing that's been most surprising is the run game of the Texans without Arian Foster. It has been really good and almost sensational.
Blue, first down for Houston, all the way across the 45-yard line. An 11-yard gain for Alfred Blue. And we sat with Mike Pettin yesterday and we asked him if he would change his game plan now that he knew that Foster would not play. And he said he debated having 2 call sheets ready with defensive coordinator Jim O'Neill. Decided to go with 1, stick with the original game plan. He says he has changed it before as Blues on the carry if a wide receiver would be out or if it was a different type of quarterback. But he liked the game plan here. However, Houston's had success running the football.
They sure have, and the tempo, I think, is a big part of it. But Chris Myers, the center, told us about Alfred Blue. He said he's been learning under Arian Foster this whole season, and Arian Foster really has kind of taken him under his wing how to run the football in this running game because there is an art to it.
Another simple out route. Mallett to Hopkins and another first down. As you take a look at Alfred Blue's day, 23 carries for 126 yards, a new career high.
It's been impressive all the way around. He's running it inside, he's getting to the edge. He's doing it all for this Texans offense right now.
Catching his breath right now is Grimes on the carry, still going. Grimes with another Houston first down as the Texans are just running it right down the throat of the Cleveland defense.
Yeah, and the Cleveland fans don't like it. I mean, they recognize that they are getting physically manhandled up front on the offensive line, and it's happening very quickly, play after play.
Grimes again, and he's forced out of bounds. Remember, no Phil Taylor the rest of this season for the Browns. Placed on injured reserve on Thursday for a knee injury. That is a huge loss for Cleveland. It's been a lot of Billy Wynn and Ishmael Kitchen in there, but Houston is just gashing the Browns with 179 yards rushing. And now Wynn, who's in there for Taylor, one of the guys trying to replace Taylor, is slow to get up.
And you can directly relate that to the tempo out there. I mean, they're trying to wear down this Houston offense is trying to wear down that front 7 of the Cleveland Browns. They're doing a pretty darn good job of it.
Wynn has missed 3 games this year with a quad injury. Also missed 5 games last year with a quad injury. 5:43 to go. Clock is stopped. We're back in a moment.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by T-Mobile. And by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Wynn was able to walk off under his own power. Look at the yards in this quarter, 103 to 19 in favor of the Texans. Second down and 5. Mallett looking end zone for Hopkins, tied up with screen and incomplete. Tried to take a shot there on second down, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
Well, what we're seeing today is what we kind of expected. You got Joe Hayden on the other side locked up on Andre Johnson everywhere he's going. We see another Jabal Sheard hurt.
Yeah, they're quickly running out of bodies on the Cleveland defensive front. And here's the throw right down the sideline.
And Ryan Mallett trying to take advantage of Buster's screen. And Andrew Johnson just ran a short route to the flat on this play. Had a chance to make a throw, but it's obvious that Bill O'Brien and his staff have decided they want to target Buster's screen. They're not conceding that Andre Johnson is going to make some plays. He's got a few catches today. He's got 5 catches for 50 yards. But DeAndre Hopkins is becoming their go-to guy for big plays, and he's got a better matchup on Buster's screen.
Not a good sign there for the Browns as Sheard needs some help getting off the field. So on consecutive plays, Wynn and Sheard exit for Cleveland. Meanwhile, 3rd down and 5. Dog pound trying to cheer on this defense. Mallett has to get rid of it quickly, juggled and incomplete. Browns brought pressure. Mallett got rid of it, but now it's 4th and 5.
I thought Andre Johnson was going to pull it in. It was well defended, but as they come off the corner, and you see right at the top, screen comes in, gets his off arm in, and Johnson just can't snag it to pull it to him. Great job by Screen. Reached in with actually the wrong arm, got away with it, and ended up in the pass defense.
And Joe Hayden had been locked on Andre Johnson all day, but he came on a blitz that time.
So a play from 46, and this one is good. He missed from 52, but knocks this one through. And the Texans take a 10-point lead. It's 17-7. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Ryan Mallett huddling up with head coach Bill O'Brien. Of course, spent a year together in New England. 17-7 in favor of the Texans. Marlon Moore will take this one out. Moore finds a seam, now trying to cut to the outside, and he can't. Ball came out late. Houston appears to have recovered, and they do.
There's a chance that he might have been down when that ball came out up close to the 23-yard line, but that's an enormous mistake.
Eddie Pleasant recovered for Houston, but I agree. You'll have to take another look at this one to see if Moore was down.
Now, all it has to be, now there's the contact right there, so that will constitute contact if he indeed goes down at any point. And the ball popped out of his wrist. His wrist is part of his hand. That's not down. If it's his elbow, oh, it is his elbow. He's down.
Yep.
He's down. This play is going to be reversed. This is not going to be a turnover.
Great look on that other angle to see that his elbow hit the ground right there.
No doubt about it. This should be overturned.
They look at all turnovers, so they will take a look at this one. And the Browns offense and the Texans offense, they're both out there on the field. So they both think they're going to win. Ed Hockley goes into the booth, of course, communicating back with New York in replay headquarters. That's how it works this year.
They got both offenses out there now. Yeah, Joe Thomas is yucking it up with Chris Myers, the center.
Let's go back to New York. Our officiating expert, Mike Carey, is with us. And Mike, what did you see on this play?
Well, what I see on the play is a clear control with his elbow contacting the ground first, then the ball pops out. If I was reviewing this, I would reverse to down by contact. Now remember, the wrist does not put him down, the forearm does, as well as the elbow. So we had a couple of chances to put him down, and the elbow is clearly down.
Thank you, Mike.
His elbow was down on the ground before the ball came out. Therefore, he was down by contact. It's Cleveland's ball at the 23-yard line. Reset the clock to 5:04. 5:04 on the clock. Correction, 5:12 on the clock. 5:12.
So the Houston offense has to come off the field. Browns offense stays out there, 1st and 10. Boyer this half is 1 out of 6 for 11 yards. Pitches this one to West, and he can't get past J.J. Watt. Brooks Reed also helping out on that tackle. What have you seen in this second half, guys, that has limited the Browns? They have been shut down offensively.
Well, I think, Steve, you made a point of talking about that short pitch. I think that was one of the adjustments that they made defensively. Romeo Crennel, they said, we got to stop that short pitch to Crowell. But also, I mean, look at the way that Brian Cushing on that last play. These linebackers are flying in the football and shutting down that run game.
Browns have just 17 yards of offense in this third quarter. Miles Austin makes that catch, across the 30-yard line, and he's got a first down. A much-needed first down for this Cleveland offense.
Yeah, and that's one of the things where we talked about how undersized most of the Cleveland wide receivers are. Austin is not undersized, 6'2", 215, and that's the reason he could bowl over Boye and get that first down, move the chains. That was nothing but body weight and lean to get that last yard and a half.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. It's Ben Tate, just his second carry, and again he is tripped up for a loss by J.J. Watt. Well, tomorrow on CBS, a secret agent will be exposed, and I can't miss new NCIS Los Angeles. That's tomorrow at 10/9 Central only CBS. Ben Tate has 2 carries for -9 yards. Not exactly a big day against his former team.
That was a big-time play by J.J. Watt. I mean, he fought off the block. They were trying to get Ben Tate to the edge, but J.J. Watt would have nothing, no doing of that.
So the 6-yard loss makes it 2nd and 16. Quiet again here in Cleveland. Hoyer over the middle, incomplete. Trying to connect with his tight end, Gary Barnidge, and it'll be 3rd down and long. Let's go back to that 1st down run by Tate with J.J. Watt crashing the backfield.
Well, it's a pitch to get out to the edge as quickly as possible. It happens fast, but Watt gets up the field and outside so fast, Tate can't get to the edge. Watt covers so much ground. He's so tall and so fast. You look there, he's done a lot today, made a lot of big plays.
Cleveland has struggled today on 3rd downs, just 2 out of 9. It's 3rd and 16. Hoyer, incomplete, short of the intended target, Gabriel, and the boos rain down here in Cleveland.
A Hoyer right there, he did not get set strong in the pocket. There was some push up inside, but you can see he's throwing as he's moving backwards. He never got anything on that ball, couldn't get it far enough to get it to his receiver.
This half, Hoyer is 2 out of 9 for 23 yards passing. Lanning punts it away to Martin, waiting for it at the 25. Trying to change field, and he's dragged down. Good tackle on special teams by Mingo. Well, you can get the fastest football scores and updates with the CBS Sports app. It's the fastest app for sports fans. Download the CBS Sports app now. 2:50 to go, 3rd quarter. Texans lead by 10.
And one thing that we have mentioned in this 2nd half, but we haven't hit on it hard enough, I don't think, the Cleveland Browns have been a 2nd half. Brian Hoyer has shown his teammates and these fans that he can bring his team back. So there's no quitting this Cleveland Browns team.
Mallett starts this drive in the gun. Play action, throws the slant to Johnson, tackled immediately by Hayden at the 32-yard line. Andre Johnson with his 6th catch today.
And now Cleveland, with the running game of Houston going so well, they're packing the box. They went man coverage with a single high safety in the back end. They're trying everything they can to put more bodies down on that offensive line to stop that run game.
Billy Wynn is back in for Cleveland. Left on the previous drive. Alfred Blue trying to get to the outside. Mingo wraps him up and Wynn finishes him off.
Well, here's the issue now that Bill O'Brien is facing. He wants to start chewing some clock, so they've gotten out of their up-tempo rhythm on this drive, and all of a sudden you see Cleveland starting to make some plays defensively. You're letting them get regrouped in the huddle. So the question is, do you keep trying to chew clock, or do you go with where you've been most effective? That's the up-tempo.
Here comes the crowd on 3rd down and 8. Mallett nearly intercepted. Threw it right at Kruger, and Mallett took a shot at the end of that play.
Well, this went right to Kruger, and it had enough heat on it that Kruger couldn't pull it in right here.
It's a zone blitz.
I mean, that was right at his helmet. It was everything he could do to fight that one off. If he got lit up in the pocket as well.
K'Wan Williams pushed him to the ground. Leckler boots it away. Benjamin makes a tricky catch on the run and goes out of bounds at the 43. Let's go back to New York and update with JB and Tony Gonzalez.
Today, it's the good Andy Dalton.
Yes, it is indeed. Right here, you're going to see A.J. Green going up over the top for the 24-yard catch. That ball was on a dime right there. Andy Dalton, 16 of 22, 3 touchdowns, no picks, having himself a great football game.
Tony would describe that as in the basket. Back to Andrew Catalan.
Well, guys, I tell you, that's one of the things you look at in a quarterback. Andy Dalton, after a miserable game last week, able to step back this week and play at a high level. That's what you look for in your quarterback.
Quarterback rating against the Browns was 2. Hoyer trips again to the ground. Second time that's happened. This time he couldn't get back up.
That looked... Oh, he got stepped on. Yes, Batonio, the left guard, stepped back to pick up his block, and he tripped Hoyer from behind. And Hoyer almost looked like he went down in disgust.
Well, that's the easiest sack Brooks Reed ever had. Right there, all he did was kind of ran up to him and touched him.
Meanwhile, Jabal Sheard has an ankle injury. His return is doubtful for the Cleveland defense. It was a loss of 8 on the play. 3rd sack for Houston. The Browns have run 15 plays this half, and they have 15 yards. Hoyer nowhere to go, and just throws this one away. And a late flag comes in.
Yeah, they had all kinds of offensive linemen down the field. This was supposed to be a fake screen one way, a screen the other way. The offensive lineman took off down the field, and the ball was thrown behind them. There's all kinds of stuff going on in this play. I don't think there's any question this is going to go against Cleveland, or at least one of these flags will.
And eligible downfield, offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, repeat second down.
Well, Steve, you know what happened? This was a screen pass. Like you said, they were faking the quick screen to the left, but watch Crowell. He's supposed to check through and go up here where all the linemen are, but he checks through and goes the other way, and Brian Hoyer has nowhere to throw the football. He's looking for Crowell. He's down here at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, and you see the offensive linemen all the way up the
front,
field.
but Hoyer had nowhere to throw the football. The back had gone the wrong way.
Now Bill O'Brien wants to decline the penalty because it would make it 3rd down.
That's right, and it would be 3rd and 15 at least, or 3rd and 17. And I was surprised that
Correction, my mistake. Houston intended to decline the penalty. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, that's the move.
Good job by Bill O'Brien to go on the field basically and stop that play, because that was clearly the right move for Houston.
Yeah, he was out in front of the officials waving his arms. And you're right. I mean, it was right. I mean, Ed Hockley took it for granted that the penalty was accepted. Really didn't ask the sideline. And Bill O'Brien was making sure that he got heard.
He did, and now it's 3rd and 17. And once again, eerily quiet here in Cleveland.
And this is a situation where your quarterback, Brian Hoyer, I think you need to step up and try and take a shot here to try and make a play.
Watt coming off the edge. Hoyer in trouble. Gets away from Watt. Hoyer keeps the play alive. Throws on the run. Deflected in the air and incomplete. Benjamin had a chance off the deflection for the Browns, but instead it falls to the ground, and once again the Browns will have to punt.
Well, I think Hoyer obviously does a great job. Watt's going to come off the edge and get into his feet. He escapes the pressure and comes out, and I think the receivers, particularly I think that's a bad throw. I think Barnage to the inside was going to be open, and that's just a busted play. Well defended by Houston. Very well defended.
Ooh. Ball is out. Lanning has to pick it up. Now tries to kick it away, and he does. That's a heck of a play by Spencer Lanning to get that punt off.
Wow. That was a fantastic job by that punter, Lanning. You'll watch as he comes out. There's a high snap. He tips it to himself, which saves the safety, really. Watch him kick it with his right foot going to his left.
Amazing. Amazing.
Excellent play by the second-year punter out of South Carolina.
That's fantastic. I mean, he really saved that play for Houston.
For Cleveland.
I'm amazed that Cleveland did not have guys running down the field before the kick. Shouldn't that normally be a penalty if the player takes that?
Well, when the punter loses his form and the play breaks down, then that's off. They will call a penalty on that when the ball's out of the pocket.
Could be the final play here of the 3rd quarter. Alfred Blue is stacked up. Craig Robertson leading the charge for the Browns.
That's also why there was no roughing the kicker when he went down, when the guy swept his kicking leg out
Outside
because he was off
right.
the form of the punt.
That's the end of the third quarter. Houston leads 17-7. We'll return to Cleveland after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. In the third quarter, the Browns had more punts than first downs. Start of the fourth, Texans lead it by 10. Mallett to the right side, complete to Johnson at the 45, spins away from one and crosses into Cleveland territory. Good second effort there by Demarcus Johnson.
He's the guy that you could tell when we talked with Ryan Mallett yesterday, and they're going back to up-tempo now to try and get some rhythm going, but Ryan Mallett really enjoys having this guy's option to go to.
Third down and 1, Blue has the first.
Man, I think that's good football, good offensive football. You get that third and short, run to the line, snap it, have a play in hand, and get that first down. And now they do it again, and the defense is still on its heels.
Texans have 179 yards rushing today, and they keep it on the ground with Blue. You got the news yesterday that Arian Foster was not going to play. You looked at the Texans' options, Alfred Blue and Jonathan Grimes, the only two running backs on the roster other than Foster, and they have given Bill O'Brien's offense everything and more today. Blue again, and it will be third and short. It's third and 3 for Houston. 50% on third downs today. Crowd trying to give this Cleveland defense a spark. They're bringing the pressure. Mallett gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. Johnson had it and dropped it.
Yeah, Mallett's got to make this throw. He had Johnson open. He knows it. He's mad at himself. You're going to see a great job at the slot right there coming up. He's got to stick that ball right on him. There's going to be a catch and a hit right at the same time, but there was only 3 yards.
I thought it was a worse throw than that from up here, but that was a nice throw, and Johnson's got to come in with that. That's a first down.
Johnson's got to make that catch, but I think if he gets it up, it's an easy catch.
Oh, sure. It would have been a catch and run. That could have been a much bigger play if it had been a higher throw up into his stride.
Bill O'Brien has called the timeout. Now, he initially sent his field goal unit out to try a 56-yard field goal, and now it appears he's waving them off the field.
Yeah, this is interesting. You don't know what they're going to do now. The offensive linemen are staying out on the field. Now they're starting to move off. Chris Myers staying out there. Dwayne Brown. The offensive line is out there. They're the only 5 Texans on the field.
And he's got his offense huddled up, and Mallett is going back out there. So it looks like Houston's going to go for it on fourth down.
Well, they're either going to go for it or they're going to try and draw him off sides.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. They got a 10-point lead.
Well,
their defense is playing great. There's no reason to think they won't try and draw them off sides. But also, hey, if they can go 63 yards when they've got more punts than first downs, maybe. But I'd go for it.
I think it's a mistake.
No.
Fourth down and 3. They're going. Mallett fires right. And it's caught! Andre Johnson right in front of Joe Hayden, and Houston converts on fourth down.
Wow,
10-yard gain.
That's 2 elite players going right at it. Joe Hayden's all over Andre Johnson. I mean, he is draped on him like a pillowcase, and Andre Johnson goes down, low throw, right into his thighs, and he pulls that. Look at that. He pulls it in.
It hit his thigh. That ball should not have been completed.
Season-high 7th catch today for Andre Johnson. And not much doing on this first down run by the Texans.
But I still like the idea of going for it.
I think you got a 10-point lead. If you don't get that, you give them the ball in great field position. And I think you're just opening up a can of worms. I admire and respect the guts he had to make that call. But I think with a 10-point lead, I think percentage-wise, that's not the right call. It worked out for him.
I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was courageous, and I thought that the momentum they had in the second half, that is how it's turned out so far. I love that call.
Mallett to the air on 2nd and 12. Caught by Hopkins. Slips 2 tackles. Hopkins with a first down inside the 15-yard line. A gain of 17.
Well, you and Bill O'Brien are right. I mean, it's working out pretty well for you right here. Nice play call here. Good design. Hopkins really becoming a phenomenal football player. Coming into this game, the last 3 weeks, he had 17 catches. You add on it today, another 4. He has really been producing for this team over the last month, and I think Bill O'Brien is very excited about the development of this young player.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Alfred Blue. Kruger was the first man to meet him, did just enough to slow down Blue.
Yeah, and it's interesting, we talk about that 4th down and going for it on 4th and 3. They get it, and all of a sudden they get a little boost of adrenaline because their coach shows faith in their offense. They pick it up. They get a great play from one of their leading veterans in Andre Johnson, and then all of a sudden DeAndre Hopkins makes a catch. Now they're inside the 15, and it starts to steamroll once again like it has like it did in the first half.
Well, the players love it, but if it wasn't a great catch and throw, and that play, that ball never should have been complete.
30 carries for Blue, a franchise rookie record, make it 31, but this one is going backwards. Mingo snuffs that one out, and that is a big play, because if you're the Cleveland defense, you've got to force Houston to take a field goal right here.
Yeah, you want to keep it a 2-score game for sure, and right here, good penetration. You see Barkevius Mingo coming through there, shot the gap. He's the one that made that play. That was a big time for a big play.
They have to get to the 3-yard line for a first down. It's 3rd and 20. They swing it to Johnson, trying to get him in some space, and he's forced out by Hayden at the 18-yard line. So the Browns defense does the job after yielding that 4th down conversion, and they force Houston to attempt a field goal. Of course, a lot shorter now than O'Brien initially thought of with Bullock. Previously a 56-yard try before he called timeout. And this one will be from 36. Officially 37 for Bullock. And this one is good. So it's still a 2-touchdown game. 13 is the lead for Houston. It's 20-7. Thursday Night Football now lives on NFL Network. Jamal Charles has the Red Hot Chiefs on a roll as they face rookie Derek Carr and the Raiders. Thursday Night Football at 8 p.m. Eastern, live on NFL Network. Ryan Mallett, 20 of 30 for 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception in this his first NFL start. Marlon Moore will run this one out for the Browns. Moore with a head of steam at the 20. Moore still going. Flags are down. Moore down the sideline. Marlon Moore is going to take this one the distance, but will it stand? 2 flags all the way back at the 25-yard line and the 17-yard line. It would be a 104-yard return.
During the return, holding by the receiving team, number 87. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Cleveland's ball, first down.
That's on the seldom used tight end, Ryan Taylor, and Moore can't believe it. They take away the touchdown. Taylor in the middle of your screen, locked up with Muhammad, and they take the points off the board.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. The all-new LG G3, the world's first smartphone with laser autofocus. And by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly.
9:33 to go, 4th quarter, and the Browns trail 20-7 with the Steves, Burlon, and Tasker. I'm Andrew Catalon. We thank you for joining us for Week 11 of the NFL on CBS. Crowell with his 13th carry today, and he gets a couple before he's tackled by Jeffrey Pagan.
Yeah, and that's that. Crowell runs this so well. The tight pitch where they, you know, most pitches that you see around, you pitch him, the guy goes wide. The Browns run that pitch to Crowell. He puts, as soon as he catches it, puts his foot in, and there's the play count you saw. I mean, it's just out of control here in the second half, how in control the Texans are.
18 plays, 18 yards in the second half for the Cleveland Browns. Play action, Hoyer hit as he throws, took a big shot, incomplete. And once again, it was Brian Cushing, and Hoyer is still down on the ground.
That is two huge shots from Brian Cushing coming on a delayed blitz, and I'm amazed Hoyer can get up after this one.
He got up.
Let's check this out.
That hurts.
Johnny Manziel has put his helmet on, and he is starting to potentially loosen on the sideline, but Hoyer's going to stay in for this big 3rd down and 8.
That is a tough dude, boy. Those were some big hits.
They've taken a couple of them.
Browns are 2 for 11 on 3rd downs today. Hoyer to Gabriel, and he stretches. Did he get it? It looks like he did. A.J. Boye wrapped him up, but Gabriel stretched out his 5'8" frame and appears to have gotten the first down.
And you got to keep an eye on Brian Hoyer as he hits this out to Gabriel, tackled by Boye. But I'm telling you, Brian Hoyer is not going to come out of this game.
No way.
He knows the ramifications of taking a play off and what it could mean. You can't get him out of there with a crowbar.
Play action again. Hoyer over the middle to Gabriel. He's got some room. Gabriel's got speed. Tackled from behind at the 45 by Roll. A gain of 35 yards.
Well, what can you say about Brian Hoyer? I mean, we were worried about him getting up 2 plays ago. What does he do? He converts a tough 3rd down on the previous play and then stands in that pocket under pressure and delivers a strike 30 yards up the field.
And he hustles his team to the line. More play action. Hoyer fires. Caught at the 23. That's Andrew Hawkins. The Browns putting together a drive here, a gain of 22.
And now they'll go with tempo as well. Hoyer calling the play out right now. The offensive lineman waiting on the football to be spotted. The receivers getting lined up. They're going to snap this right away. They've got momentum.
And they give it to Crowell. And Ryan Pickett tackles him from behind. A gain of 1 on the play, but Cleveland finally with some type of spark here in the second half.
And this is one of the reasons why Cleveland's been so intriguing and fun for their fans this year. They don't go away. Week 1, they were down 24 to Pittsburgh, came back, got in that game, tied it up. They did it a couple of times. They're doing it again here today.
7th play of the drive. Quick pass, and fullback Agnew drops it right through his hands. Re-signed with the team on Tuesday after Kiro Small was cut.
Yeah, this is a play that Agnew's got to make. Back excited to be with the team again. Was it a great throw? No, it wasn't a perfect throw, but this is the NFL. You got to make that catch and pick up a few yards. 3rd and 5 or 6 is a lot different than 3rd and 9.
Guys, is this 4-down territory inside 7 minutes?
It is, definitely 4-down
Yeah, you're still, even if you kick the field goal, you're down 2 scores.
Yep.
Yeah.
Field goal doesn't help.
3rd down and 9. Hoyer fires left, incomplete. Gabriel had a step, but Hoyer couldn't connect, and now decision time for Mike Pettin. And he's going to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, that's the right call. And this is a throw that I think Brian Hoyer would like that. But you see right there, Gabriel is open. He had his man beat. Brian Hoyer a little bit rushed on that throw. He had time to wait that extra second to get that ball delivered on time. That was a very, very big play for the Cleveland Browns.
So you guys said it, you like it. 4-down territory. It's 4th and 9. Cleveland 3 for 9 on 4th downs this year. Hoyer fires over the middle, and it's dropped. There's a flag back at the line of scrimmage, but the pass was dropped by Miles Austin.
Well, Hoyer had his pick of 2 receivers on that play. The usually reliable Miles Austin dropped that one. He's got to make that play at a big point in the ball game. Cleveland Browns only 6 drop passes all year. That's the least in the NFL coming into this game. Mike Pettin obviously very concerned.
Personal foul, chop block, offense, number 44 and 77. The penalty is declined. Houston's ball, first down.
So a big hold by the Houston defense. Greco and Tate called for the penalties. And Houston is able to get off the field, and they still lead 20-7. Tonight on 60 Minutes, you will meet the Pope's closest American advisor. Plus, why are we drilling for water as if it's oil? The answer might surprise you. 60 Minutes tonight, only CBS. Brian Hoyer looking over that last set with his offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan. Browns not able to convert on 4th down, so Texans get the ball back, 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. 6:45 to go, 4th quarter. Alfred Blue on the carry. Let's go back to that last 4th down.
Miles Austin coming around the bottom of your screen right here. He's going to throw this. He'll feel, you can see that the Hawkins on the outside also open. And that's the drop. That ball should have been caught. Austin trying to cut back. Here's Tate on the chop blocks. He comes in and cut blocks Muhammad as he just as he got started getting picked up by Greco, and that's the penalty there.
Rough day for Tate. 2 carries, -9 yards, and then the chop block there as Blue keeps the clock moving for the Texans. Now, if you're Houston, you've used that tempo to your advantage, but now it looks like they might, well, no, they're going to keep running tempo.
I'm surprised.
On 3rd and 1. Blue. He's hit hard. He did not get it. So that's a big stop by the Browns on 3rd down.
Yes, it is, Andrew. You're right. I mean, the tempo has been working for them. They've used it consistently tonight or today on 3rd down and these 3rd and short. I understand the thinking, but you got to evaluate the situation. You're now in the last part of the ball game, last 6 minutes of the game. That 40 seconds you can burn on the clock, still get a good play called, gives you just as much of a chance to make that conversion.
So a rough 3 and out there for the Texans. They barely take up any of the clock. There are 2 men back deep for the Browns, Benjamin and Leonard. Leckler to punt it away. High spiraling kick. It's Leonard for a fair catch at the 26-yard line. So the Browns get the ball back. 5:04 on the clock, and they have 3 timeouts remaining. Bill O'Brien not too happy about that last offensive set.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Kelley Blue Book. Find out what you should pay for your next new car at KBB.com. And by Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
Browns fans hoping for a late comeback here. They trail 20-7 with 5:04 to go. Brian Hoyer does have 3 fourth-quarter comebacks this year. He will throw on 1st down over the middle to Hawkins. 1st down, and the speedy Hawkins all the way up to midfield. A gain of 24, and now the tempo, no huddle for the Cleveland offense.
Boy, Hawkins' style is so much fun to watch. He gets that ball and doesn't even think about hesitating and makes a lot of big plays.
Hoyer moving closer to 300 yards passing. He's got 274. Throws left, caught by Gabriel. Another Cleveland 1st down. He's wrestled to the ground by Boye.
This Cleveland Brown offense under Hoyer still being steady, but now the screws are really put to them. They've got to come up with some plays. They cannot come off the field again.
Hoyer with time over the middle, and he misfires. Gabriel was open, and Hoyer missed him.
He had Dre on the far side as well, who was uncovered.
Unbelievable.
The
You're right.
blew the
Steve,
coverage.
Watch Dre right here. He's going to come across the field. There's nobody on that side of the field. I mean, there's nobody there. Look at all this space out here. If Brian Hoyer just gets through his progression, I mean, that's one you look at tomorrow and you say, oh my gosh, that could have been a touchdown down the left sideline.
Instead, it's 2nd down and 10 with 4:12 to go. Hoyer in trouble, throws it away. It was Watt bearing down on the Browns quarterback. And Now 3rd down and 10. They already went for it on 4th down on the previous drive, so you'd expect this is 4-down territory once again for Mike Pettin and the Browns.
And also for Hoyer, he doesn't have to get it on 3rd down. He can get half of it or 3/4 of it or get down to 4th and 1. They're going to go for it anyway. Just make the completion and get positive yards.
And that's such a key point, Steve, for the quarterback to understand that part of it.
Browns just 3 for 13 on 3rd downs. 3rd and 10. Intercepted! Picked off by the Texans. Somehow it ended up in Muhammad's hands.
Miles Austin again couldn't catch it cleanly. It popped right up in the air and right into Muhammad's lap.
2 big plays that Miles Austin had a chance to make a difference, and they both go incredibly south. He drops the 4th down pass, and then right here, a well-thrown ball by Hoyer. He's got to bring that in, and it ends up becoming an interception because he bobbles it.
First interception of Mike Muhammad's career, and you're absolutely right. Austin dropped the 4th down pass, and he just dropped that one, which led to the 2nd Cleveland turnover of the day. Browns do have 3 timeouts remaining. They can stop the clock. 4:01 to go. Alfred Blue with his 35th carry today and some room to run. Blue still going. And finally forced out by Mingo, and now a late hit. That's a bad play by Gibson. Just drilled Blue, and he was already out of bounds, so he can tack on 15 more.
That was frustration from Gibson, no doubt about it. But what an incredible run by Alfred Blue. Did you see that move?
That was great,
that
yeah.
Stiff arm?
It was a great stiff arm to get to the outside and really get away from
Personal
contact.
foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit out of bounds, defense number 31. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Alfred Blue has 35 carries for 151 yards.
Watch here, the stiff arm right there. And that's a stiff arms.
It was Gibson who then came back and knocked him out.
He got the stiff arm, and Gibson didn't like it and came back and got something.
They give it to Grimes this time, and he's up to the 34-yard line with 3:44 to go. And fans here in Cleveland have seen enough. Last 2 losses, if the Browns go on to lose this one, against Jacksonville, a guy in Blake Bortles who was making his 5th career start, and today Ryan Mallett, his 1st career start, and Alfred Blue, a franchise record with the 35 carries.
What a day.
Not a bad first start.
Second and 7, it's Grimes again. Holding on to that ball as tight as he possibly can, and now Mike Pettin will use a timeout.
Speaking of the great first starts, the Brady backup bowl today between Brian Hoyer and Ryan Mallett, making his first start today of what Bill O'Brien and the Texans hope will be a very long, productive career. Pretty solid first day for Ryan Mallett. 66% completion. The 1 interception was on a play down the field, taking a shot. It was a great play by Joe Hayden. For Brian Hoyer, not so good a day right there. Well under 50%. It's been a struggle for this Cleveland offense all day. I think Ryan Mallett, without a doubt, hands down, wins this battle. A lot of support from his defense and from his running game, though, as well.
2 timeouts left for the Browns. It's 3rd and 3. They pitch it to Blue. Following the block of his fullback Crouch, and he's got a 1st down. Another flag comes in along the sideline. Now for Blues, all smiles out there. What a day for the LSU product.
It's going to be holding, I think, on Newton,
Holding,
number 75.
Offense, number 75. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Takes it back beyond the line, behind the line of gain. Therefore, repeat 3rd down.
There he is right there. The big man trying to plead in his case, but he doesn't need to grab on to Joe Hayden. He's got him outweighed by at least twice his weight. You see him grab him, spin him, and just throw him down. That's one of those, what are you thinking? You're 10 yards down the field. Just scare him. Just run right at him.
Well, you don't even have you put your hands out at all. Just stand next to him. He's got to run around you to get there.
He doesn't want any piece of you either.
So that wipes out the first down. It's 3rd and 8 with 2:58 to go. This time it's Grimes. Cuts back, and Kitchen slams him to the ground. Mike Pettin uses his second timeout. He's got 1 remaining, and it's 4th down for Houston. Well, taking a look at the updated AFC North standings, the Bengals beat the Saints 27-10, so Cincinnati now at 6-3-1. And Cleveland in danger of falling back to 6-4. Pittsburgh plays tomorrow night against Tennessee, while the Ravens have a bye this week.
Boy, that is going to be a fun division to watch down the stretch. I hang my hat, I think, on Baltimore coming out of that division. That's just my gut feeling.
Well, now they're sending Bullock out for a 50-yard field goal. And Bullock, right down the middle, he's got the leg, and it's good. So that makes it 23-7 with 2:47 to play.
Well, he had just enough on it. It was coming. He hooked it through. Watch as this ball starts out towards his right upright, curves right back in, makes it by about 3 yards. And that's the cherry on the cake of this game.
Yeah.
Browns down 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. It's a 16-point game, only 1 timeout and 2:47 to go. And we spoke with Ryan Mallett yesterday, and there appeared to be no nerves. He was very confident and calm. He just felt so good about his knowledge of the offense and finally getting his shot, and he's taking advantage of it today.
Well, he had every reason to feel confident. I mean, he had that look on his face, and you said it, and you were right. He knew something nobody else knew. And he had supreme confidence in his ability. He knew he could run this offense and did a great job. Has great arm, has faith in that as well. Did some really, really good things for the Houston Texans.
And you can tell he's like a kid in a candy store. He's been waiting for a long time to play this game. He had that little smile on his face and felt really good about it coming in. And, well, what a great first start to establishing himself potentially as the answer to the quarterback dilemma that Houston's had for a while.
This is Gabriel on the kick return, not Moore. Gabriel is tackled at the 21-yard line with 2:40 to go. Coming up on the Subway postgame show, join JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. So 2:40 to go. Browns with 1 timeout. They need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions to tie this thing up. Cleveland has a 3-game win streak, which is very much in danger against these Houston Texans, who are trying to even their record at 5-5. Hoyer to Austin. He catches this one, and he's tackled at the 29.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There is a chance. We've seen some crazy things happen.
Yeah.
Also has the 2-minute warning to break it up. Cundiff 3 for 10 in his career on onside kicks. Hoyer in trouble, gets rid of it, and that one is caught by Hawkins. It's good for a Cleveland first down. Hoyer's trying to get him to the line quickly to run one more play before the 2-minute warning.
Houston very content to let him have those short passes over the middle of the field.
Hoyer gets it off. Back over the middle. Barnidge makes the catch, and Cushing levels him at the 47. That brings us to the 2-minute warning. J.J. Watt and the Texans trying to run their record to 5-5. Ryan Mallett and the Texans trying to hold on here down the stretch. They lead 23-7. Browns with 1 timeout and 1:56 to go. Movement on the line, they blow it dead. It was Merciless who jumped. Was he provoked?
Neutral zone infraction defense, number 59. 5-yard penalty, it's first down.
It was not provoked, so it goes against Merciless and the Texans.
Merciless, who grew up here in the Cleveland area, has told us he had to get 14 tickets for this game. Got a whole crew of people up here watching him play.
Garfield High School outside of Akron is where Merciless went. Hoyer misses Hawkins on that one.
And Merciless did not want to be recognized for that particular play. He's made a lot of other good plays today. But a good chance to give him a shout out to his family members here and back at home watching right down this road in Akron, correct?
Yep, his dad was a big Browns fan, so he was a Browns fan growing up, now playing against his hometown team. 1:52 to go, second down and 5. Hoyer to Crowell out of the backfield, has a little bit of room, a first down, all the way up to the 29-yard line. Cleveland will hold on to that timeout. Hoyer tries to get him to the line quickly.
Well, this Cleveland team had 5-1 record at home coming into this game.
Hoyer, and it's incomplete. Joseph got a hand on that one for the Texans.
Brian Hoyer will go to 9-4 as a starter, and 5-2 as a starter at home.
Coming into this game, he compared very favorably to his mentor and Ryan Mallett's mentor, Tom Brady. They had almost the same numbers in their first. Well, they did have almost identical numbers in their first 12 starts. Did Hoyer and Tom Brady, and it's always fun to compare those guys with that future Hall of Famer up in New England who they worked under.
Hoyer flushed out. Throws on the run, incomplete. He was trying to squeeze it into a tight window to Isaiah Crowell. Brian Cushing has had a big game here for the Texans today. Missed the last two because of soreness and swelling in his knee. But he has appeared healthy today and has had a couple of big hits on Brian Hoyer.
Third down, 10.
And that's a big number for the Browns today when they go back and look at this one. 3 out of 14 on third downs for Cleveland.
Yeah, that is the number for them today.
Yeah, that's been the key.
When you look at the Browns, had that huge win at home against Pittsburgh. The next week lost at Jacksonville. Last week, the big win at Cincinnati, and now in danger of dropping this one against the Texans. Benjamin was out of bounds. So that catch does not stand, and it's fourth down for Cleveland.
Yeah, he comes down with 1 foot, and it doesn't matter that he got pushed out. That's totally, it used to be that did matter. Now, I mean, a defender could catch the guy in the air, carry him to the sidelines, and throw him off the field, and it's not a catch until he comes down. So that did not count, even though it was because of the defender that he couldn't get his feet in.
4th and 10. Browns trying to keep the game alive. Hoyer's pass incomplete. Right through the hands of Gary Barnidge. The Houston offense comes back out onto the field, and Brian Hoyer will fall against his former teammate Ryan Mallett.
J.J. Watt, another great effort today. You don't see a defensive player on the field more plays than J.J. Watt, and what a great story. Brian Cushing, too, coming back today. They gave him the last couple weeks off due to soreness. He's been through so much injury-wise the last couple years.
Well, starting the day, these were the standings in the AFC North. The Browns at the top at 6-3, but the Bengals win, the Browns lose, and now look at the standings. It's going to be a wild ride going home the rest of the way in the AFC North. Mallett takes a knee with his parents and several family members in attendance here in Cleveland. What a first start for Mallett. And oh, by the way, the Texans now at 5-5. And Bill O'Brien told us, I hope that people after this game say, why didn't you go to Mallett earlier? Well, at 5-5, he's got a bit of a spark now with Ryan Mallett.
And they'll be watching that game tonight with interest.
Colts
Tom
play
Brady
the Patriots.
Going against Andrew Luck and the Colts.
Cleveland went scoreless the final 38 minutes and 58 seconds.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the Browns bounce back from this one. They're a team they think they've earned the respect of a contender in their division, and we'll see if they can come back and bounce back from a tough loss today.
Browns go to Atlanta next week while the Texans host Cincinnati. The final score, Houston 23, Cleveland 7. For Steve Tasker and Steve Berline, this is Andrew Catalan saying so long from Cleveland. Don't go anywhere, because coming up, it's the Subway postgame show. We'll take it to New York for all of the scores and highlights. It's all coming up right after this. Once again, the final score, Houston wins 23-7.